Alright, welcome back everyone. This is the theoretical 1/8 scale buggy made by Adventure Force, and I'm installing a custom servo and steering linkage. I actually wanted to retain the original linkage, but I was not able to do it. More than likely because of the lack of parts availability sitting on hand. I admit, messed around with a bunch of different stuff here and there to try and get something to work out. Ultimately, I end up making a aluminum flat plate. I custom drilled 2 holes. I set the servo in what I thought visually was a straight up and down position. Drilled holes for the pivot points in alignment with the lower A arm here. In theory, that's the best way to do it, right? Because everything moves at the same time, right? And it's really not affecting the wheel, except for, as you can see, the servo turning back there. That's because it's not mounted yet, but in reality, that's perfect. And then let's just turn the servo, hold the servo down, see if we can do this one-handed. It's now technically making a right-hand turn. The ball is now off center of this line right here, but let's just see. Right, still much better, and that's because I designed this aluminum part right here to kind of float. If I mounted it tightly against this extension that I put on here, it wouldn't be like that. You'd get some bump steer. So this is the best combination of both worlds, if you will. This is another one of those projects where the wheels were too thin, where I could not mount bearings in, so there are no bearings in here whatsoever, despite me wanting to put bearings in. In fact, the bearings actually looked more like something like that. Right, very thin, very narrow. They are definitely bushings. I don't know. If you really love this vehicle that much, you could probably grab a differential out of a Grasshopper, Hornet, or I'm drawing a blank on the other one, but they all had a solid axle rear end where you can commonly get bearings to insert in there, and plus run a 540 size motor, which is a plus, right? I'm not interested in all that. This is just a toy grade RC. You'll never be able to buy parts for any of this shit right here. So it's you use it till it breaks. But yeah, that's the bearings right there. So oops. Those are the things that you cannot replace or cannot get on hand. It is what it is. There's a way. You could probably fill it in, drill it out, and then put bearings in there. That shaft is only about 5 millimeters thick from edge to edge. So it's a really bizarre setup. If you have one of these vehicles and you tear it apart, you'll understand it even better. But that's what you get to work with, and I just packed my rear end full of a bunch of Crisco grease. Now my front end's set the way I like it. I'm going to make a servo mount. I do not want to cut the top of the tray because this provides the rigidity for the front end, and because if you start cutting on it, then the bottom half of the front end is going to be doing a lot of flexing over hard terrain or bumps or rocks or what have you. So I'm doing everything I can to avoid cutting into the top, at least in this area right here. I don't mind cutting into it back here if I have to for whatever reason. As of right now, it does not appear that I have to. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this short build series and have a good day.